strangers from distant lands, friends of old. Following our last episode on Disa's own plans in Khazad-dûm, today we will investigate the actions and motives of Sauron in Numenor. This will reveal an important discovery on his motives and draw a parallel between what we have seen in Numenor and in Eregion. Let us begin by what Adar told Galadriel about Sauron.
He sought to craft the power, not of the flesh, but over flesh. The power of the unseen world. He bade as many as he could follow him far north.
We understand that in order to bring peace on Middle-earth, Sauron did experiments to exploit the power of the unseen world. If successful, he would be able to obtain the power to dominate over all peoples of Middle-earth.
But try as he might, something was missing. A shadow of dark knowledge that kept itself hidden even from him, no matter how much blood he spilt in its pursuit.
What was this shadow of dark knowledge that escaped him? Even though he tried, he was unsuccessful, and this made Adar stop his experiments by splitting him open. Still in the form of Halbrand, he was determined to find this knowledge, and therefore he wanted to go to Numenor to continue his experiments. He was very eager to get his hands on a forge, and he is visibly happy to see one in Numenor. Moreover, he was trying his best to convince the blacksmith to hire him. Does this look like a person without an agenda?
I'm telling you, there is not another man on this isle that knows this craft better than I. I will shovel coal, if needs be. I'll splinter wood. I will shape the sea anchor for you, free of charge, sturdier than anything you have ever seen. How's that?
And finally, he achieves his desire of owning a blacksmith crest by selling Galadriel's whereabouts to Ar-Pharazôn.
I wouldn't advise that.
I can't very well let her leave.
You could, if you knew exactly where she was going.
At this point, we should also recall the legend of the creation of the mithril.
Are you familiar with the Song of the Roots of Ithaglir?
An obscure legend. On one side fought an elven warrior, with a heart as pure as Manwë, poured all his light into the tree to protect it. On the other, a Balrog of Morgoth channeled all his hatred into the tree to destroy it. Amidst their duel, unending, lightning ensnared the tree.
It is safe to assume that this legend was also known by Sauron, and he wanted to use this material to make his experiments a success. We have already discussed in a previous video a potential spy in the form of Disa who could give him a sample. Even if he was reluctant at the beginning, he and Galadriel went to Middle-earth with Numenorian forces. Fast forwarding to him and Galadriel visiting Eregion, Sauron was quite content to be there. He met with Celebrimbor and worked on the mithril project with him. The following clips show the workshop, but please take a good look at the state of the floor. These show that there is no visible speck, dust or debris on the floor. Yet while trying to bond the mithril with the lesser objects, there is an explosion. Again, take a deeper look at the state of the floor.
What has happened?
The mithril is proud to fuse the very heavens with the earth. It should have held this time.
Patience. This is a journey. Not every step we take will be forward. It may take time.
This is quite critical, as the only other time we saw this fine-grained dark dust was when Sauron was alone in a forge in Numenor. So what do we make out of it? Perhaps we recall this rather awkward scene of Sauron sweeping the floor back in episode 5. But these two scenes in Numenor and in Eregion have a common factor between them, and it is mithril. In other words, the aftermath of an unsuccessful mithril experiment resulting in dark dust on the floor. Given Sauron's plans, wouldn't it be convenient for him to carry mithril and try to discover its successful use to forge items of power, perhaps some proto-rings? And this explains why he is quite curious to convince blacksmiths to give him access to their forges in Numenor and in Eregion. Sauron having a sample of mithril from the beginning of the first episode has many implications, and it requires a revisiting of several scenes we might have taken as mundane. This is only part of what he did and what he plans to do with mithril, and we will continue our investigation with further evidence in the next episode. Until then, Namarie.